This game is very difficult, but I am very excited to tell you guys about the one thing that I feel like I kind of understand, and that's neutral. And I know that neutral is probably one of the more unexplored areas of this game because this game is so aggressive, right? But then you go see like Arslan, Atif, and people like that start doing all this in neutral, and you're like, yo, why are they doing that? So I'm just gonna do my best to explain what's going on and why are we doing it. So first things first, I think it's best that we just talk about the definition of neutral. It is the moment in time where nobody has any advantage and you are free to move around the cabin. The seatbelt sign is off. You could do whatever you want. Now, what's the point of it? Number one, it is controlling the flow of offense. Number two, it is gathering information on your opponent. We got to get the download somehow. Now, how do we start getting the download on these people? What do we do to control the flow of offense? Well, it all depends on our buttons. What buttons are useful in neutral? In my opinion, the best buttons to use are non-committal, pretty safe options that won't get you blown up. Of course, the way my character plays, again, I'm a Lars main, so a lot of my perspective comes from a Lars main. It is our job sometimes to play by the sword and die by the sword. So sometimes we do throw away our lives in the middle of a match for the sake of the clip, I guess. Now, just to get these moves actually in front of you and understand which ones are the best ones, number one, I honestly say it is the best one possible, 2-1. 2-1 is the Lars God button. Of course, jab is wonderful, down forward 1 is wonderful, down back 2-1, wonderful button, covers a lot of space, and it tracks fairly well. Because they'll try to whiff you on the first hit, and they will not realize the second hit goes, right? Down back 2 is also wonderful. Down forward 2, hold back is a great move. It is -11, but it is still great because most people are expecting you to go into stance because it automatically puts you in stance. You gotta hold back to cancel it. So let's talk about a couple lows that we use. Shoe shine. Down back 1. Other great buttons just to throw out there. 1-4. We got Len 1. Great buttons to use in neutral. Alright, so I've only talked about one part, and those are which buttons to use to control, right? These are all used to control the match, control the pace of the match, stay crouched, you know? All of these are to control. Now, what are we doing to gather information? So let's say on Lars, we do 2-1 in neutral on block, and then you see that the lead goes for a down forward 1, right? We go right over that with up forward 4. But this is why I'm saying gathering information is so important. Now, more information you can grab. Let's say you're doing down forward 1, and this player happens to know that down forward 1, the second hit of down forward 1-1 is a high. That is information that you can gather against this player. Look, down forward 1, you see that they duck. So then, now that you know that they duck, down forward 1-3. These are things that we're gathering information on. I know. Tekken is fun, but Tekken is vast and Tekken is hard, right? This is how you mitigate some of the counterplay. Use the right buttons, you see how the opponent reacts, and that's how you control the match and gather information at the same time. Hopefully that helps. Alright, so now that we understood what buttons to press, or at least got a minimal understanding of it, of course you can go back and watch it again. When do we press those buttons? Remember, neutral is all about controlling and gathering information. So when do we press? What happens? What's the timing, right? There's two versions of timing, immediate and delay. Immediate means they are pressing immediately. They are doing things to get to you immediately. Second is delay timing, and it is exactly how it sounds. They are not pressing immediately. They are delaying when they press. Characters that give you this idea of delay timing, usually Brian, right? He'll do a couple shimmies at you. All of a sudden, forward 3, here comes the knee. All of a sudden it hits you. You're not really sure, well, how did he know? How did he hit me with that, right? How do you beat delay timing? Immediate timing. How do you beat immediate timing? Movement. And you can't immediate time in immediate time. You know what I'm saying? Because then someone's got to be on delay. You get what I'm saying? So if it's immediate, you're not going to beat immediate. You can step away from immediate. Although those are options, or you can space out immediate. You know, all of these are things that you could do. Now, if we're in neutral and you're trying to understand their timing and they're on delay timing, it's a bit more fun. The best way I could say to go about this, Number one is to fight against a real person. Use your DF2, whatever DF2 you may have, just to fish out their timing, right? Do it in quick play. Don't do it in ranked, you crazy people. Now, the other thing you can do other than playing real people is playing against the CPU, right? The CPU does do a little bit of input reading, but it's still possible to understand timing. And the best way is to just feel it out. It's a bit of mind control, honestly. You are feeling in a sixth sense sort of way when the other person wants to press. It's fun once you get it, but it may take a while to get it, and you may whiff a lot. All right, I feel like that demonstrated how to catch the timing. I got a couple in a row, but you know, it's difficult. The CPU is weird and they kind of read your inputs a little bit. One thing that I just want to reiterate, right? Understanding this is difficult, right? Tekken is a hard game. So if you're not getting this immediately, don't get discouraged. I know this game is an extreme it's great at discouraging you. I go through it, we all go through it. Just don't let it weigh on your soul too much. All right, that's all I want to say. Now, I feel like the next thing that we should go towards, right? We've already talked about what buttons to press. We've already talked about when to press them, right? I feel like movement is the next one. Sure, movement could have been moved in any way between these or before these, but I still feel like movement is, soul to, neutral in general. So remember, neutral is for two things: controlling the match and gathering information. So how do we use movement to control the match? Number one, Lee has a million moves, not a million, but over 100 moves that can hit me at this range. He's got down back 3, he's got back 3-3, he's got down 4, he has down 3, he has amazing lows that can blow me up, and I gotta guess a million times. But if we think about it, of course he does have slide, but in this range, right here, how many lows do I really have to think about? Now, that's only half of the battle is staying within this range to mitigate how many lows that could actually hit us, right? But how many lows could we hit if we're that far away? You know what I'm saying? So at some point in time, we got to use our movement to get back in. And we're not talking about neutral skip buttons. We're kind of ignoring those at the moment, right? Lee may throw out neutral skip buttons like running 3+4. Those moves still exist. I understand that. Slide can get in sometimes. It depends on, what type of Lee player it is. But of course, you use that to gather information over time. How does this player like to get in if I stay too far away, right? Now, here are some strong movement things that we can do to gather information, right? We get up close, we're shimmying, we're doing forward, forward, back, forward, forward, back, forward, forward, back, forward, forward, back. All right, all of these just to see how they react when you're close. What do they like to do? You start going into crouch, gather information. Do they follow you once you go into crouch? Do they stay standing? Are they afraid to block the low? Or if they're not, jump in, jump out, see what they like to do. Back up, stay out of the way of the lows. Like if you get close, start stepping. They start using super linear moves. Just get around it, get around it, get around it. Stay here. All of a sudden, the lows miss, and you blow them up for whatever moves that they use, and it whiffs, right? We're using it for whiff punishment as well. But number one, we're using it to control the match, and we're using it to gather information on the opponent. Movement is a very short thing, but it's a very important thing. You got to get in, you got to get out, and you got to get around. It's a 3D game. Try your best not to forget it, because I do all the time. Just to help you guys, just to keep something in mind. A lot of times that you'll see yourself get put into a situation where, boom, big plus move, and then you got to deal with the mix after, right? If you know frames, or if you decided to live the character, you can step at moves that are +5 for them, -5 for us, right? So remind yourself that if you are -5, you can -5 and under, you can step the move after. Hopefully that explains movement. I know it's kind of the shorter one, but it's pretty straightforward. You get in to get your moves off, you get out to avoid the moves that they got, but at the same point in time, you still got to get your offense out. And of course, on top of that, you got to deal with whiff punishment as well, right? Because we're using the movement to get whiffs, to gain information, and to control the match. Now, the only thing left that I believe that we have is just to show you a demonstration of me running the neutral. All right. I'm aware that back one is a very slow move and one of Brian's favorite moves, you're going to get used to seeing a lot of back ones. So I jabbed to stop him from even starting that pressure. right? I use 2-1 to gather some information. I go low immediately. Go crouch and go low immediately. So now that's two information, or not. So now that's two instances where I went low against him. So now he has to think about these lows. I move up ever so slightly. I throw out another low. See what he wants to do. And then I throw out a mid. Go low again. Check a mid. Jab him. Because I don't want him to get comfortable throwing out his big counter hit buttons. So again, I am controlling the entire match. So he started shimmying. Take this one. Down back 2-1. 1-1, just in case he wanted to press after that. He does do a button. I do back 2-1 to see if I can catch him mashing. Because again, I have been holding him down this whole entire time. He then does a mock punch, puts me at -5. I backdash, get away from the down 2. Tried to whiff punish, missed it. Hatchet kick hits. So right now, I lost a lot of control. So now I'm on the back foot, but he's at half health. So I start using my movement, getting around, right? Remember, I started going low the entire first bit of this match. So me going low here, he's ready for the low. And I'm ready for the hatchet kick, right? I am at full advantage in this whole entire match, right? I've done nothing but control him and let him not throw out or get these big buttons off on me. Right, I do end up winning the match, basically, all based off of my neutral, trying to out-neutral O'Brien, which is honestly dangerous work. I could have just stanced him and hope for the best, but I like playing the game difficult because the game is fun when you're doing it that way. I'll be honest. For me, but I hope that this breaks down neutral for everyone. It's a very long-winded video. I put a lot of time. I do care about it a lot because I think it's a lost art amongst a lot of players, but it's so fun when you start playing Tekken. You know, it's really fun when you guys both understand what we can and cannot do within the space of Tekken. Anyways, that's been neutral. I hope it helps, and good luck to everyone.